Skater jumps, a fun body weight exercise that you could do almost anywhere, anytime, including at most gyms, at your home, if you're on the road like a hotel room. And the good thing I like about body weight exercises also is that they could often be modified for whatever fitness level that you're currently at and where you want to go to. Now these exercises I'm going to show you today are not for building muscle, but it's another way to help with coordination and balance. As we get older, I'm 52, I'm at that in-between age where I'm not young, I'm not old, I'm just kind of right there. And this is also another good way to get the heart rate up, especially if you don't like doing cardio. I know a lot of people that don't like doing the treadmill or the bike or whatever, and this is another way of getting the heart rate up while doing exercises that help with balance and coordination, like I said. Now with skater jumps, you could do them in a variety of different ways. The way I was doing it is where you actually jump from side to side. However, let's say you have bad knees, bad ankles, or you just don't feel comfortable jumping. You could also do where you reach, put the foot back behind and actually touch, or keep your foot down but keep the back one up, which requires a little bit more core work and a little bit more balance. Like I said, if you can, you could do the jumping part. That's going to get the heart rate up a little bit more because you're using your fast twitch muscle fibers a little bit more than the slow twitch. But it's a good exercise. I would recommend for some of my clients, I have them do 15 per side or do it for 30 or 40 seconds. Short rest and try again. Or do a set, short rest, and then go into one of these other exercises I'm about to show you. For example, on this one here, on this exercise here, you're going to put the back, so you could do kind of a modified lunge. You don't have to go in a lunge like this, but just put the foot back and then drive that knee up. Come back down, drive that knee up. Now once again, to make it a little bit more difficult, you could do the jumping part. Once again, requires a little bit more fast twitch muscle fibers, which is going to get the heart rate going even more because it'll become, at least for me and most people, will become, I can think of the word, it'll become anaerobic, where there's not enough oxygen, and that's why it's getting your heart rate up. Now, of course, you won't be able to do it for very long if it becomes anaerobic, but it's another fun exercise. Even for body weight exercises, I do recommend, especially if you haven't been working out, get your doctor's approval. I don't know what your current health status is, but if you have blood pressure, heart issues, pulmonary issues, bad knees, hips, back, whatever the issue is, you might need your doctor's okay for safety's sake. So I recommend doing that because even though you're not using weights on these exercises, you are still fighting gravity using your own body weight, so it can put pressure on your system if your body's not prepared for it or you're on certain medications. So don't forget to get your doctor's approval. On this exercise, you can modify it as well if you have bad knees or it bothers your back. You typically want to have the feet close together, go down and lift the leg as high as you feel comfortable laterally, directly out to the side. So it's going to work the outer part of the hips, the glutes, the obliques, and requires a little bit of balance and coordination. Now some of these exercises are going to feel like you need a lot more balance, but that depends on your current circumstance. Those that have really good balance, this might feel pretty easy as far as balance goes, but it's using a lot of large muscle groups, gets the heart rate going. And on this one, I would try 12 to 15 per side. And before you rest, go right into the other side and do that for another 12 to 15. Short rest, and you could do another set of these or do one of the other exercises that I've shown you. For this exercise, it's one I have some of my clients do. It's going to work the quads and the abs. Also, once again, take some coordination and a little bit of balance to do, where you're going to stagger your feet, one foot in front of the other. Now the foot that's in front is the one I'm going to raise. So I try to maintain good posture, go down as far as I feel comfortable, and then when I come up, that front leg is going to come up as high as I can go, and then come back down as gently as possible so I don't go thud or kerplunk and it really, starts to play issues with your knees and hips and lower back, especially as we get a little bit older. Now right now I'm doing it on a mat that has some cushion to it, so it's a little bit safer, but you could do it on a carpeted floor, you could do it on a hardwood floor. Keep shoes on, shoes off. whatever you feel comfortable and what's safe for you. Sometimes you have to use your own judgment on that, but I would never push beyond what you can do. Once again, I've been doing this for a long time. I've never hurt myself exercising. So, you know, you can, of course, flukes happen and you could injure yourself, but just be more mindful that, especially as we age, we're not 20 anymore, but that doesn't mean we can't still be productive and do a good workout that benefits us greatly. We're just a little bit more wise as we get older. So once again, squat, raise up, squat, raise up. So same thing, other leg down, raise that leg up. And just like with the other exercises, you typically want to do anywhere from 10 to 15 reps per set, and do 3 or 4 sets per side, and just enjoy the workout. Another good exercise is the good old-fashioned jumping jacks. Now, the typical way of doing it is when your feet go side to side and hands go above your head. And you try to get a comfortable rhythm, but you're using a lot of stabilizers and a lot of major muscle groups as well, which is why it's a good one for getting the heart rate up. Another way I like to do it is when you stagger your feet in the front. So you're just going to alternate which foot is going to the front. For some that aren't used to this, this feels very awkward. However, once you get used to it, it's much easier, still gets the heart rate going, and it's another good exercise. On this exercise, it's not really for a heart rate to get up, although it can, once again, depend on your current fitness level, but it's a good one that works a lot of muscles, including the core. So on this one, you want to lay down on your back. Now to make it a little bit easier, I could do it like I'm doing now, just laying on the floor, one leg up, and I'm going to pretend to try to tap the ceiling with this foot. So it's a modified bridge as opposed to a common bridge like this. We're making it a little bit more difficult by trying to use only one leg, one hamstring here, one glute muscle to do it. You can switch sides. Once again, anywhere from 10 to 15 reps per side. Another good one, if I want to make this even more difficult, I can put this foot either on a box or on a Bosu ball, and that would be a good way to make it more modified. Tilting the angle up a little bit more makes the core and other muscle groups work harder, and give that a shot and let me know what you think. Now, another full body exercise that's really good for you is push-ups, or our push-ups. The reason why they're good is because it works a lot more than just your pecs or chest muscles and your triceps. It works the core, quadriceps have to work, hamstrings and glutes have to work to help stabilize. And there's a reason why a lot of people don't like doing push-ups, is because it uses so many muscle groups. But because it does, that's why it also gets the heart rate up, especially if you start to doing them close to your max. So if your max is 20, yeah, doing 10 might not do it for you, but once you get closer up to that 20, rest, do another set, you'll start to feel your heart rate go up. So the typical way of doing it is you're going to be on the balls of your feet, meaning the toes are bent. Well, not quite the balls of your feet, but your toes are going to be bent, so they're tucked under. Now, there's many different ways of doing push-ups, but I'm going to have mine just slightly wider than my shoulder width. Head up slightly, go down, push away, down, and push away. And you want to go through as much range of motion as you feel comfortable with. Obviously, if you have a big stomach, that's going to hit the ground first. But what you don't want to do is try to do like a downward dog type push-up, unless you want to do that on purpose to work the shoulders more. However, if you're not very good at push-ups, I would modify it by having you do the push-ups on your knees. And then you go down as far as you feel comfortable, pressing away, just like that. So once again, it's a good exercise for basically the majority of your body parts, and that's why it'll get the heart rate going. So I would add this one in with the mix as well. Now, if you find these exercises helpful, don't forget it helps my channel if you like, subscribe, and share. Of course, it's totally up to you. It's free, and like I said, it helps my channel. So if I benefit you by you watching these videos, then that's awesome. I'm here to help, and let me know if you have any questions.